Hey there, hey, it is Michelle with Brilliant Quest. And today we're going to be talking about how to be uncomfortable to grow. Yeah, one of the things that I love about what I am able to do on YouTube is to talk to you about the stuff that don't feel good, but you still are so smart and brilliant that you are interested. And so we're able to talk about this. You see, this is the kind of stuff that people don't really want to hear. This is the carrot, not the chocolate. Nobody outside when they're wanting to get the after, they have the before and after shots and everybody wants the after. Well, this is the part in the middle. This is that uncomfortable part where you got to grind it out and you got to do things. And so I just really wanted to talk to you a little bit about that and let you know that if you find yourself in the uncomfortable part of your journey, you are right on time. And I want to encourage you. Okay. So I have notes. All right. So what I did was, and because I'm all about interested in helping people to trigger their own motivation, and I try to inspire, share, and give you shortcuts so that you can have the best brilliant quest as possible. I went through some of the top motivation videos on YouTube at this particular time. And I will tell you that I was met with a wall of lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my. And like I said, I made notes. So under the motivation, there were a lot of speeches that you could watch. And they had animals. It was a lot about animals. So you had wolf, motivation and mentality, lion, beast. And under beast, you had alpha, true, and savage beast for motivation. And I was like, okay. And then you had the dog. And the poor thing, they made the dog the underdog. So you had things like the underdog's journey, how to win as an underdog. I was like, oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. And so then I looked and I was like, well, most of these besides the dog, not most, but the other ones are considered apex predators. And what I know about apex predators, they are at the top of the food chain. Now, humans are the ultimate apex predator, but there's something about them, whether it be a shark in the waters, or it be a lion, a tiger, a bear. What normally happens is everyone flees or everything flees because this apex predator is there to devour them. And motivation for apex predators is very aggressive, and it is very external. Meaning that when I did my survey, and this is not a negative critique, this is just an observation, but the ones that were getting the most views and all of that, I noticed that they talked about purposeful struggle, putting yourself into strenuous situations and circumstances, pushing yourself to the limit, and debasing you. Like they had some titles like fat, lazy, and unfocused, prove them wrong, why things have to get hard before they get better, fix it before it's too late, and work hard in silence. So these are just some of the ones that I pulled out. And the reason why I wanted to say that was that they're right, but not always. Okay. So the big thing that I want you to understand about being uncomfortable to grow is not for the sake of uncomfortableness. It is not for the sake for you to act like a lion or a tiger. It's not for you to be aggressive to where no one wants to be around you and you're totally alienated and people are fearful of you. It is for the purpose of you understanding that that's the part of the cycle you're in. Now here, I like to be holistic, and I'm not trying to say that they're wrong and I'm right. I am saying that I am adding a degree or a complexion to the whole idea of motivation and the part of it that doesn't feel good. And what I am wanting to propose to you in this is that with motivation, the uncomfortableness is temporary, because especially with the way this motivation is set up, because this motivation, as I said before, is set up for external motivation, meaning that you're trying to achieve something specifically, whether it be money, power, reputation, whether it be pulling yourself out of a bad situation, or it's getting your body back to a healthy point. It usually has some type of tangible destination or point where, I've made it, or this is, where I know that I'm a success. And of course, there's going to be uncomfortableness. In another video, I talked a little bit about mindsets, and we get that from Dr. Carol Dweck, and she talked about fixed mindset and growth mindset. And really quickly, a lot of the top motivation uh, videos that I saw are geared towards a fixed mindset. And the fixed mindset is such that the nuance on that is that it has a specific goal that it's trying to achieve. Whereas a growth mindset is not about a destination, it's not about a goal, it is about a journey. And so a growth mindset is never about, I made it, I've achieved, I've won. A growth mindset is about, okay, that's nice, we've gotten that, what's the next thing? And the next. And it just continues on. And so a growth mindset is more about what we would traditionally look at and still look at the understanding of mastery, where mastery means that you have gotten to the point where you know more or can do more than the average person, and you finally gotten to the point that you understand that you'll never know it all. So therefore, you're now on a journey to continue to grow your mastery. Okay, and that's growth mindset. So the uncomfortable part of motivation that I want to appeal to you as is to make that part of how you're going about motivation. Make it where, yes, it's not a bad thing to try to achieve something specifically. If you're trying to get into a house, if you're trying to get a certain score on an SAT or an entrance exam or pass the bar or any of these things that have a definite destination, go for it. But also include the growth mindset that has the next thing after it, and understand that this is simply just part of your journey. This is not the destination. And it is going to help you to understand that uncomfortableness is not always. There are going to be times when you can celebrate. There are going to be times when you can take in what you have achieved, because if you're always on that hustle and grind and always in that grind bro mindset, it's going to get you to where you never understand that there is a certain place where you get to where it's enough for that particular goal and that it's time to move on. It gets you where if you stay only on that side in that beast mode, in that lion mindset, that it's all about conquering. It's all about continuously getting to be where you have to stay the winner. And with what a life lived for true motivation, for true ability to grow and to succeed, there has to be a harmony between that side and the internal side. And in the internal side, there needs to be time to let it breathe. There needs to be time to devote to your exploration of curiosity of what you might be excited about now and next. There might be a point where you pivot, and it's because your purpose is changing. There might be where you've discovered that, yeah, I've hit mastery level on this, and I don't want to continue in this. I want to go become a beginner's mind in something else. And if you're only driven by that external fixed mindset of achieving the goals, there's going to be guilt, sorrow, shame, embarrassment, pain, or whatever that's going to possibly hinder you from growing in all the different ways that you possibly could if you include this growth part of it. So, understanding that is going to give you a little bit more insight. So I just have a few more things that I want to impress upon you and help to hopefully put them in a little more context. And I'm looking at my notes real quick, you guys. And what I want to say is this, that motivation is both external and internal. When you understand how to activate the internal, and there's this book called Flow by Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, and he talks about 5 components of internal motivation that will outlast external. Because once you've gotten all of the things in the accoutrement of success that you wanted, you could possibly feel empty. But if you have internal motivation, and the 5 are, let me just tell you, they are curiosity, purpose, mastery, autonomy, and passion. Those are the 5. If you keep those turned on and engaged, once you've gotten all those other externals, you'll find that you're still running a very effective and efficient motor of motivation. And the internal motivations that he talks about in Flow, curiosity, purpose, mastery, autonomy, and passion, they also help you to do the 2 other things that you really need to, and that is to be self-disciplined and focused. Because curiosity, as you continue to work it, your curiosity quotient gets more and more, which helps you to do hard things and actually love them, because the curiosity drives you to continue to seek out more of what you're doing. That's why it's curiosity, purpose, mastery. Then you get the autonomy where you own it. And then the passion comes because you're so good at it. And that's how you can see people do amazing things for hours and they're like in a trance. And you're like, how can they do this? And the average person can't even begin to start and they can do it for hours. It's because of that 5-part component. And it's driven by the fact that it's an internal motivation. And out of that internal motivation, that motor is self-sustaining. It is effective and efficient. And it spawns self-discipline and focus or concentration. And so that's why I really kind of want to impress on you that yes, do the motivation speeches, get pumped up to go do your day and make it happen. But while you're doing that, also do this side, the intrinsic, the internal. It might feel like hard power versus soft power, but you need both. And you would do yourself well to keep that in mind as you're staying motivated. Okay. So the last thing I want to say is when you are deciding to do anything that is going to help you to get out of a bad situation, to grow up even, the first and foremost thing you're going to need to do is to understand that you must continuously change your mind. And a growth mindset is set up for you to change your mind, because a growth mindset is going to naturally lead you to evaluate your environment and what changes in interpersonal, meaning the people you're around, and what you do, the behaviors that you exhibit. Whereas a fixed mindset will have you so focused on getting that one thing that you might be driven to try to do something without ever realizing that location is the problem. If you would just move, you would probably get to your goal faster. But you can't focus on that because of how external motivation is all about: grinding, hustling, and aggressively hunting it down every day, pinpoint focused on just that thing. And so it's not to weaken you, to ask you to consider doing growth as well. This is to help you to expand and explore. There's somebody right now that's watching this that just realized, oh, the reason why I can't charge more for my services is because where I'm located. It's not my motivation or my hustle. It's that I have a fixed mindset. I was fixed on this location, fixated on it. Where if you just move, you could triple your prices and people will be happy because you have ground it out to where you're really good at what you do. And they will be really appreciative. So just take this from Big Sis Michelle, that it's okay to be uncomfortable when you're growing, but understand that it's part of the cycle. It is not supposed to be all the time, forever and ever and ever. Okay. So this has been Michelle, your Big Sis with Brilliant Quest. And I am just so happy that you are on this journey with me. You are in for an amazing, amazing world, because you're getting a shortcut when it's taken me and others years to know. So go out there, do your thing, brilliant bow and brilliant beauty. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, turn the notification bell on, and let me know how it's going with you. So go on and watch this next video, and I'm going to see you sooner than later. So have a wonderful rest of your day. This is Big Sis Michelle saying bye from Brilliant Quest. Bye.